who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to NutriTalks, empowering health and wellness. I'm Riddhi Agarwal, and I'm thrilled to be your host for this exciting event. Today, we have an incredible speaker who will share her insights on nutrition, wellness, and how to lead a healthier life. I would request everyone to pay attention and engage in this event. We have dedicated a separate Q&A session after the speaker session wherein you can put forward your doubts. Without further ado, let's introduce our esteemed speaker for today. On behalf of everyone, I would like to welcome Ms. Shiny Esther EA, a certified clinic manager, dietitian, and sports nutritionist. She has worked in the field of nutrition for the last 9 years. She has worked with athletes as well as sports kids to help them in improving their performance in the game. She has done various nutrition education programs, radio talks, and YouTube interviews. She brings a unique perspective to the table, and I am sure you will find her insights both informative and inspiring. Now, without any further delay, let's get started with the session. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you very much. So today I'll be covering about what is nutrition. I'm going to be talking about health and also about how to eat right. Yeah. So I will just continue with my talk, and you can have your questions and answers. I mean, we can have the Q&A at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just get started. Okay. So first of all, why do you think September is considered as the National Nutrition Month? Okay, so initially, actually, when I was doing my schooling or college time, it was only for a week's time. But then later on, they found out that that week, 1 week, is not enough for nutrition awareness programs. So they extended it for a month. Okay, so September is considered as the National Nutrition Month, wherein nutritionists or people related to nutrition go around telling people about what is nutrition. They create awareness and so on. Okay, so today I will be covering about health, nutrition, what are the different nutrients. I will also be talking about healthy eating. I will be talking about gut health, hydration, and sleep. Okay, so first let's see what is health. Yeah, so basically health is it is a complete state of physical, mental, social well-being. It's not only about being disease free or staying without any disease. Okay, you have to be in a complete physical, mental, and socially well, and your mind should be in a good state. Okay, so there are about 7 pillars of health. Okay, so I'll go one by one. So the first one is eating right. Yeah, so basically you always need to ensure that you eat right, have proper balanced meals, so that the food that you eat is going to keep you healthy for a long time. Yeah, next one is to move or do some sort of activity in your everyday basis. Yeah, exercise is really very important. At least 30 to 45 minutes of exercise, at least like 3 to 5 times in a week, will be very good for anyone who's trying to be healthy or fit. Next is thinking. So your thoughts or whatever your mind is having, that's really very important. Okay, you always need to have a positive mindset, because that really plays a very role when you're trying to lose weight or when you want to gain weight. Your mindset really plays a very important role. Why being like for example, if somebody is trying to be on a diet and they want to lose a particular amount of weight, right? So when they are in that stage, their mindset should be in a state that, okay, I'm following so and so things, I'm going to see positive changes, I will see my result at this time. But then if they have this doubt in their mind, will I lose weight, will I see changes, when things like this keep popping in their mind, this is definitely not going to show results to them. Okay, so always have a positive mindset. Next is to have good 6 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Nowadays, if you see, sleep is something that's really very ignored or neglected nowadays. Okay, people are watching movies, they are on their phones, so many things. So sleep is something that's been easily neglected nowadays. So it's really very important to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Next is to soothe yourself or to calm your mind or to do some sort of meditation. Okay, so either do like 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, either when you start your day or ending the day, or even both the times. Okay, so this will also really help you a lot when it comes to having a good health or wellness. Okay, next is to connect and socialize with people. So always talk to a friend, go out with families. When you're going out to eat, meet a friend. So do all this, don't just be in one place doing things on your own. You need to understand other people's lives also. You need to get that aspect as well. Yeah, next is to detox. So detoxification is basically there are so many varieties of detoxification. Okay, so one is basically to flush out any type of toxins from your body. So that is one very important thing. Yeah, so these are the seven pillars of health. Yeah, so next is going to be importance of nutrition. So why do you think nutrition is important, right? So nutrition is something that's going to ensure proper physical growth and development. Okay, if you're not going to eat properly, you're going to be lacking on certain things which we don't want to happen. Yeah, another thing is once again, yeah, it also establishes good eating habit. Okay, so sometimes what happens is when a person is not well or when they are sick, they will not be able to eat the basics also. So that again is not what we want, right? So you should be in a state where you're able to eat healthy. Another thing is to optimize proper brain health and cognitive functioning. So brain health is really very important because you need concentration, you need proper activity to do anything. So all that, for all that, nutrition is really very important. Next is it boosts your immune system and also it improves your energy level. So immune system basically for being disease free or to not get any frequent infections and so on. And also day to day life, every day we need energy to run or do our everyday goals. So for that as well we need the energy. So another thing is to reduce any infections or any inflammations in the body. And then it also helps to improve our sleep and sleep pattern. So sometimes what happens is if you're not having certain minerals or certain nutrients in adequate amount, your sleep is again going to be interfered. So these are some of the reasons why nutrition is really very important. Okay, so next we'll see about the different nutrients that are required for each individual to do their everyday activity and so on. So first, the nutrients are basically split into macronutrients and micronutrients. Yeah, so first is the macronutrients. Macronutrients are nothing but your carbohydrates, protein and fat. Okay, so carbohydrate is the major basic source of energy when it comes for fueling your body. Okay, so any activity that you do, carbohydrate is the first thing that needs to be kept in mind. And carbohydrates also, it helps in brain function, and also it is a form of energy for any activity that you do. Okay, so about 4 calories is present in 1 gram of carbohydrate. Yeah, next one is your protein. So protein is basically for building your muscles, for repairing your tissues and for overall growth and development. And another thing is protein also is required for immune function. It's also required for hormone productions and for certain enzymes in the body which play a role in the metabolism. Okay, next one is the fat. So fat is basically required for protecting your cell membranes, it's for your nervous function and for hormone production as well. And also sometimes what happens is certain nutrients like your vitamin A, D, E, and K. So for all these vitamins to be absorbed, we also need fat soluble vitamins and all that. Okay, so that is one thing. And another thing is energy. So after carbohydrates, fat is also another source of energy. Yeah, so these are the three major macronutrients. So carbohydrate sources are nothing but your fruits, your grains, the rice that we eat, the chapati, all those are carbohydrate sources. And for proteins, we have the dals, legumes, we have the chicken, eggs, and all that. And for fats, we have the oils, any oils, or the ghee, or avocados, or nuts and seeds. All these have some good fats in them. Yeah, so these are the macronutrients. Next are the micronutrients. So these are some things that are required by the body in small quantities. Okay, so basically the vitamins and minerals are the ones which are the micronutrients. So vitamins basically to support any cell function in the body and for development and growth. And then vitamins also play a role as antioxidants. So antioxidants help in preventing any free radicals to attack our body, and it also assists in absorption of other nutrients in the body. Next is your minerals. So minerals basically for your bone health, for your muscle health, for your cardiovascular health, and your nervous system as well. Another thing is it also helps in production of enzymes and hormones as well. So this is about the micronutrients and macronutrients. So micronutrients, that vitamins, there are different vitamins: A, D, E, K, B, and C. And when it comes to minerals, it's basically your calcium, your iron, your magnesium, your zinc, and your potassium, and so many other things. Okay, so that's about it. So why do we eat food? So basically people eat food because food is more like a pleasure, it gives them a happy feeling. So all that is there, right? So what your so which one do you think is the first thing to eat? Is it your mouth or the eye? I think it's the eye that eats the food first, right? So when
Yeah.
you see a food, you're already in a state where oh, you know the taste of it, you know how it's going to feel. So it's really very important. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you're stocking up food in your house, or when you're going to a place to eat, ensure that you are stocking up healthy things in your house. Don't have unnecessary chocolates or too many ice creams in the fridge. Only if it is there, only if you see it, you want to eat it, right? So in that case, if you're going to just stay away from it, or if you don't stock it in a excessive amount at home, then it's really going to be helpful. Okay, so that is one thing. Another thing is, so what are the common nutrition issues which are seen at present? Okay, so first one which is most commonly seen nowadays is vitamin D deficiency. So I'll be talking about this one after the other. So first I'll just tell what it is. Okay, so first one is vitamin D deficiency, second one is vitamin B12 deficiency, third one is iron deficiency, and the other one is low immunity. Yeah, so first one basically vitamin D deficiency. So most of the clients whom I'm seeing, they have a very low level of vitamin D when we check their blood profile. Okay, so the reason for this is because the major source of vitamin D is the sunlight, and half the time most of us don't even expose ourselves to the sunlight. We are inside the house, or even when we go out, we cover ourselves and we go out, right? So that is one reason. Another thing is absorption of vitamin D from food. I mean, food sources are minimum. Even if it is there, the absorption is not going to be that great. So that is one of the major reason why vitamin D is considered as a always on a lower end. So some of the sources for vitamin D are your sunlight. So exposure to sunlight either in the morning is really very good for your better absorption. Next is some of the foods rich in vitamin D are your mushrooms, certain fishes, your egg yolk, certain liver, and like organ meats and all that, and your milk. So all these are vitamin D rich food sources. Okay, so vitamin D basically it helps in improving bone health, it enhances the immune system, it helps in hormone production, it also protects against certain diseases as well. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of vitamin D. Next we'll see about vitamin B12. Okay, so vitamin B12 basically, most of them again will be deficient in this because there is some issue with the absorption that happens in the gut. Okay, so sources of vitamin B12 are mostly from non-vegetarian sources. So vegetarian people will be more prone to having a vitamin B12 deficiency. Okay, so non-veg sources again, there are some intrinsic factors in the stomach which will stop the absorption of vitamin B12. This is another reason for B12 deficiency. So even if the person is consuming vitamin B12 rich foods, it's not going to be absorbed in the body. Okay, so some of the sources of B12 are meat, fish, any non-veg sources, beans, certain chicken, and all that. Okay, so all these are rich in B12, and some of the functions of B12 is it improves your energy levels, it improves your digestion, it prevents from heart diseases, and then it improves your brain health, and it also promotes gut health. So these are some of the benefits of B12. It also helps in mouth ulcers, anything related to your mouth. So all that. Okay. So next we will see about iron. So iron deficiency leads to anemia. So this is mostly seen among females and sometimes in athletes and all that. So iron rich food sources basically green leafy vegetables, dark chocolates, seeds, certain tofu, or fruits, very minimal fruits like dates and figs. So all these are iron rich, and some organ meats or red meats are also rich in iron. So health benefits of iron, basically iron is important for improving your hemoglobin levels in the body. It also helps in improving your sleep, your concentration. It boosts your immunity, and also sometimes reduces fatigue. Okay, fatigue is one of the symptoms seen in people who are anemic. So basically they will be tired throughout the day, or their body will pain throughout the day. So fatigue will be seen in people who are iron deficient. So it's really important that you keep checking these parameters on a regular basis. Okay, so some of the important five nutrients to boost your immune system. Okay, so you need to ensure to have foods rich in vitamin C, certain carotenoids, zinc, vitamin E, and omega 3 fatty acids. So these five nutrients are really very important to boost your immune system. Okay, so how do we eat healthy? Okay, so how do you know if your plate is having all the required things or not? So take your plate. In your plate you will divide your plate into two halves. Okay, so one half will be only for vegetables. Okay, so it can either be a salad and a sabzi, or it can be a salad and a poriyal, or it can just be one salad, or it can just be one sabzi on one side. The other half needs to be again divided into two halves, and one half will be for your grain. So your grain meaning it can be your roti, or your rice, or your millet, whatever it is, and the other balance half will be for your protein source, which can be your dal, or it can be your sprouts, or it can be your chicken or fish, whatever. Okay, so this is how you split your plates, and this will be the healthy meal plate. Okay, next is about what happens when we eat food in the right order. Okay, so what will happen is when we are eating in a balanced way, we get all the nutrients that is required for the body, and when we get all what we need, we will not be craving for unnecessary foods, or we will not be craving for sweets, all those things. And another thing is we will not feel hungry unnecessarily. Okay, we will feel less hungry in our next meal as well. Okay, another thing is it reduces any inflammation in the body. When you're getting everything in the right amount, right, your body will be lesser prone to any infection or any inflammation in the body. And then even your mood and your energy levels will be really good when you are eating in a healthy way. Okay, another main and important thing is it slows down the aging process. Okay, so you will look healthy when you are eating good for a long time. Okay, next, so how does colorful vegetable help? Okay, so when you are eating, just ensure that you're incorporating different colors in your plate. Okay, so ensure to have some orange and yellow fruits and vegetables, like your oranges or papayas or carrots. So all these. Okay, so these have something called cryptothannin in them, which helps in uh, preventing any type of heart disease in the body. So orange and yellow, keep it in mind, it's for preventing any heart diseases in the body. Next is your green leafy vegetable. So green leafy vegetable, basically it helps in uh, blocking certain chemicals which are prone to causing cancer in the body. So always ensure to have green leafy vegetables, your palak or your mints, all those things. Okay, next is blue and purple. So certain things like purple cabbage, or blueberries. So all these can be incorporated. So they have something called anthocyanins in them, which helps in delaying your aging process. So your skin will not wrinkle fast or all that. Next is your white and brown vegetables like your onions, garlics. So all these they have anti-tumor properties in them. So this again is going to help you in being better. Another important thing is mindful eating cycle. Okay, so anytime when you're going out or when you're going to eat something, always ask these questions to yourself. So first one is, why do I eat? Why am I eating this? So that's the first thing that needs to come to your mind. Next is, when am I eating it? Is this the time to eat this? That is another thing. Another thing is, what am I eating? What do I eat? Am I going to eat this or am I going to eat that? So that is another question. Next is how. So how you eat is really very important, because you shouldn't eat fast. You should take time to chew and swallow the food. Another thing is how much. So quantity is another thing that needs to be kept in mind. So that is another question. And where. So these are the questions: why, when, what, how much, and when. So when you ask these six questions to yourself, you will be in a mindful eating place. Okay. Next is how to differentiate between mindful eating and mindless eating. Okay, so mindful eating is basically listening to your body. Okay, so your body will show a signal when you are full. That is called, you will listen to the body and you will stop eating at that time. So that is called mindful eating. Mindless is, even when you know you're full, you still keep eating, and you will be till your throat. Okay, so that is called mindless. Another thing is eating when your body tells you to eat. Okay, so not unnecessarily eating or unnecessarily snacking in between, or watching, when you're watching a movie or when you're just sitting idle, you will not be eating anything. Okay, only when your body tells you you're hungry, eat something, you will go and eat. And mindless eating is basically like sometimes emotional eating, or eating when you're sad, eating when you're upset. So all this is mindless eating. Another thing is, another thing with mindful eating is eating slowly. Like I said before, you need to give time to chew your food well and eat slowly, because your saliva is the first thing that is starting the digestion process in your body. So you need to allow that process to happen in your mouth and then only swallow the food. Okay, so eating randomly and eating at any particular time is not a good thing. It's a mindless eating. Okay, and then another thing is you need to keep control your cravings. Okay, when you are eating in a proper way, you will be able to control your cravings, and first of all, you will not even crave for anything. Yeah, so that is one thing. And then mindless eating is, you will crave for random things, you will just end up ordering or eating in more quantities as well. So that's about it. Next is so I've seen so many people skipping breakfast. So breakfast is something that people don't have time for, or they don't have the appetite to eat breakfast. So please don't skip breakfast. Breakfast is really considered the important meal of the day. Okay, reason being, you are in a fasting stage from your last night's dinner till the time you wake up in the morning, right? So, and breakfast is the first meal that you are having. And if you don't have your breakfast and you're going to start your day is definitely going to be low in energy. You will not be able to concentrate. So all these things are going to happen. So why do you think breakfast is an important meal of the day? It keeps your energy levels up throughout the day. Okay, so when you're starting the day with breakfast, you are fueling yourself with the enough carbohydrates, proteins, and all that, so that you have adequate amount to survive till lunch, right? So if that happens, another thing is, it improves your concentration and alertness. So when you're in your college or when you're in your workplace, you will be able to concentrate better and you will be alert. Another thing is, it will also help in weight loss or to manage your weight. Okay, anyone trying to lose weight or gain weight, it's better you don't skip your breakfast. Okay, that really plays an important role, because after leaving a long gap and you go and have your lunch at the afternoon, what happens is your body is almost in starvation mode. Okay, when the body is in starvation mode, it goes to a fat storage mode. So when you are going to have your lunch, whatever you eat that time is going to be converted to fat, which we don't want to happen. Okay, so that's one thing. So some of the effects of skipping breakfast. So what happens is, right now we will not see any issues or anything, but later on in life, there are chances for the person to develop diabetes. They will have issues with their memory, and heart issues might come, and also they will have issues in losing weight. So weight gain will be seen more in those people. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is, junk food. So why do you think it's called as junk food and not something else? Why? The reason why it got the term junk is because the food doesn't have any uh, proper nutrient or anything in it. Okay, it's just something which is unhealthy and it doesn't have any nutritive value in it. It's just high in fat, sodium levels, which is salt, and sugar. Okay, so when the food is going to be so high in things that are not necessary for us, do you think it's really going to help us in any way? No. So that's the main reason why it's called as a junk food. Another reason why people always opt for junk is because it's easy to carry, it's easy to purchase, it's easily available, and ready to consume. Okay, so always try to avoid junk food. So some of the impact which junk food has on a person is skin issues. Okay, so people who get more acne, or they get wrinkles soon, they have aged type of skin. So all this is one thing. Another thing is weight gain. So they will start gaining weight because the food is rich in fat and sodium and sugar and whatnot. Okay, another thing is poor gut health. So gut health gets majorly damaged when you keep consuming junk food in a regular basis, which we don't want to happen. And another thing is hormonal imbalances, which again can lead to PCOD and other weight gain issues, and the person will not be able to lose weight at all. Okay, so that's about junk food. And so here are some of the tips to eat smart. Okay, so what you can do is, first of all, you can bake or grill or steam your food instead of deep frying it or dipping it. Ensure that the food is low in fat. Okay, another thing is snacking smart. So when you want to have a snack, opt for healthy snacking options like homemade bel puri or makhanas, or sprouts, or some sundal, something like that, instead of a vada or samosa or any random deep fried food item. You can also opt for homemade bel puri, which is made at home and it's also yummy, right? So that's one thing. Another thing is, always keep in mind about certain food items which has hidden salt in it, like your pickles, your papads, certain snack items, your chutneys from outside, your namkins. All this have a lot of salt content in them, and always, even if you're having, just have very little, but not on a regular basis. Okay. So another thing is, avoid juices like your aerated beverages, or anything which has a lot of sugar content in that. Okay, you can opt for fresh fruit juices without sugar, or tender coconut water, something like that. So these will have lesser sugar content in them, and it's going to be better for your body. Another thing is, always prefer fresh foods over packaged foods. Okay, homemade fresh foods are far better than packaged foods. Reason being, homemade foods will not have any unnecessary preservative or any chemicals being added to it. But I'm sure the packed foods are definitely having something added to it to preserve the shelf life and so on. Okay, another thing is, make the switch. Okay, like instead of adding, like for example, you're having a porridge like a oats porridge or any porridge, instead of adding sugar or jaggery to it or honey to it, you can add some dry fruits in it or a fruit in it, which will help you with the sweetness of the porridge. Okay, so that is one thing to be kept in mind. Another thing is, when you're buying any food item from the supermarket or anything anywhere, always ensure to read the label. Okay, so first of all, see what is mentioned in the label. So make sure that you read the ingredients in them one by one. See whether you are allergic to any ingredient. Keep that in mind always when you're buying anything. So first thing, double check on the serving size. See the serving size, calories that is mentioned, and also the total package calorie that is mentioned. So you need to know which is the right thing that's mentioned there. Another thing is avoid things which are like trans fat and all that. Check that number, it should be zero. Okay. Another thing is about fiber. Dietary fiber needs to be checked. Check the protein content, check the added sugars, all these things. Okay. So these are some few things to be kept in mind. Next is gut health. Okay, so gut health is really very important because that's the place where your food goes and gets digested and it's getting absorbed throughout the body, right? So if your gut bacterial flora is not in a good state, all of this is going to be hindered. Okay, so one of the so why does gut health matter is because it gives energy. A healthy gut can naturally boost your energy levels. Another thing is it helps in better digestion, so you will not have unnecessary bloating or gas or poor digestion, indigestion issues, or any signs of poor gut health issues shouldn't be seen. Another thing is weight management. So gut health can basically help you to support and maintain healthy weight. Okay, so if your gut is not in a good state, you will not be able to lose weight because the nutrients are not getting absorbed in a proper way. Another thing is your gut health really plays a very important role when it comes to your mental health. Okay, when a person is in a bad mood or tend to get irritated a lot, sure, the person's gut health is not in a good state. Okay, so good mood, your gut is somewhat connected to your brain. Okay, so the more good your gut is, the more happy and good you will feel about it. Okay, another main thing is your skin health also is will be affected if the gut microorganisms are not in a good state. Okay, so so some of the seven signs of an unhealthy gut is usually what happens is the person will have constant stomach upsets, or they will be intolerant to certain food items. They will react to certain food items quickly. They won't be able to digest the food properly. They will want to use the restroom immediately after eating the food. So another thing is they will crave for sugary items, and then unexplained weight loss or weight gain can also be a sign of an unhealthy gut. And then prone to more infections or any inflammation in the body or any allergies. So all this, and another thing is they will start developing autoimmune diseases in the long run when their gut is not in a proper state. And another thing is their energy levels will also be always low because the gut is not in a good state. Okay. Some of the so one of the major issue which is seen with regards to gut is constipation. Okay, so constipation is basically because the person is not drinking adequate amount of water, or the person's diet is not having enough amount of fiber, and also leading a sedentary lifestyle, or using unnecessary supplements. So these are some of the reasons for constipation. Okay, so, here are some of the ways to improve your gut health. Always ensure there's variety in your diet that you're eating. Let there be carbs, let there be protein, let there be fiber, let there be fat. Everything should be there. Okay. So, you should get the nutrients or the benefits from all the food items so that you are maintaining a proper gut health. Okay. Next is opting for fermented foods like your curd. Curd has good microbacteria, micro organisms in it. So opt for curd or your idli, dosa. All these are fermented foods. Another thing, like I mentioned before, chew your food well so that partially certain digestion happens in your mouth itself by the saliva. Okay. Next is incorporating fiber and water in your diet. Okay. Another thing is so what happens when your gut is good? Like I said, your moods will be better, your concentration will be better, you will have a clear skin, you will be able to reduce your allergies which you usually develop, your inflammation and pain in the body will lower down, and then your immune system will be stronger, and there is a lower risk of any sort of disease in the body, and better energy levels. Okay, so these are some of the um, things that you can expect from a good gut health. Okay, another thing is next is about hydration. So hydration is really very important, and people usually some people usually don't drink enough water. Okay, they think it's just water, it's not going to help me in any way, it's just water, it doesn't have any nutrients. No, water is really really very important for anybody. Okay, so basically it removes any toxins from your body, it increases your energy levels, it enhances your metabolism, it promotes weight loss, it is also going to help you in fueling your muscles, because sometimes when you're dehydrated you will have cramps in your muscle. So all that we don't want. It improves your immune system, you get a better skin, you will not have dry skin, it will boost your productivity, and it will help in forming some cushioning agents to your joints as well. Okay, so how will you identify if you are dehydrated and so on. So first indicator is, don't wait till you're thirsty to go and drink water. Okay, so thirst is the first indicator of dehydration. So when you are thirsty, it means you are already entering the dehydration stage, that the body is sending you alarm to go and drink water. Okay, so that shouldn't be the case. You should always have a bottle next to you, keep sipping the water. Okay, another thing to identify dehydration is checking the color of the urine. Okay, your urine should be colorless. If you see any yellow color urine or something like that, then definitely you're in the dehydrated state. Yeah. So here are some tips to hydrate yourself. What you can do is include a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet. Okay, so the little amount of water in that is also going to help you. Another thing is, keep drinking enough water, have a bottle next to you, drink enough water after you use a restroom or something. Once you pee and come, just drink a little bit of water. Don't feel lazy thinking I will have to go to the restroom again. Don't do that. Set reminders in your phone or track your water intake by having 2 3 bottles. Ensure to finish the 2 3 bottles and all that. Include like fruit juices or buttermilks or lemon water in your everyday routine. And always keep a bottle in your hand when you're going out or traveling and all, because you might end up with a migraine or a headache when you are staying without drinking water for a long time. Another thing is, opt for tender coconut water or buttermilk, like I said before. Okay, so another next one is about sleep. So like I said before, sleep is really very 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 important. Okay, so some of the benefits of healthy sleep is, it improves your attention, focus and concentration for the next day. Okay, it also enhances your immunity, makes your memory better, and also whatever you've gone through that day, it helps in processing all that in your mind and making it as a thing to remember and not forget. Next is, it reduces your stress levels, it improves your mood, it also helps in certain production of hormones in the night when you're sleeping. Okay, and then it lowers the risk of blood sugar levels, blood pressure, and also anything related to your heart issues. Okay, so the and another main important thing is, if you're not having adequate sleep, you will put on weight. So for weight loss people, sleep is really very important and needs to be kept in mind. Okay, so that's about it. So here are some tips to avoid like some people, they tend to see phone and laptops before they sleep. So please stay away from those gadgets, like at least 1 hour before you go to bed. Okay, so late night screen time and its effect, what happens is, in the long run, the person will have issues like depression or obesity or insomnia or sleepless nights. They will have issues with anxiety, they will have lack of concentration. And also, when they are seeing phone or TV for I mean TV or laptop for a long time in the night, what happens is, they will feel hungry because they are awake at that night, right? So that again needs to be avoided. So basically, summary, I'm just going to summarize whatever I said. Always ensure to eat healthy, exercise on a regular basis, balance your meals, ensure to get your sunshine every day, at least stand in the sun for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, hydrate well, lower your stress levels, and have a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I'm done, Riddhi.
Yes. Ma'am, what will be some strategies that you would recommend parents to instill healthy eating habits in the children from an early age?
Okay, so basically, parents, what you can do is, if in case your child is not eating, or if you feel they are not accepting certain vegetables or fruits or anything, you can mask it and give it to them. Okay, so maybe like a beetroot dosa or beetroot idli. So this advice that I'm giving now is for children, not for adults. Okay, so this is for them. And sometimes what will happen is, if a person is not, if a kid is not eating a particular food or something like that, you can give it along with their favorite food, so that way they will feel like the interest to eat it. Or give them some time, allow them to reject the food, fine, but introduce it again after a week or 2 week again, to see if their mind is changed. Okay, so that can be done. Always give them a separate space to eat their meal, no screen time, or avoid all that, so that they concentrate on their food and they eat that. Yeah.
Ma'am, there's so much advice on the internet. So, how can we differentiate between the credible nutritional advice and the abundance of misinformation that is out there?
Okay. See, for this, you will have to know the qualification of the person who's talking, right? So, if you're following any influencer, or if you're following any Instagram person, always ensure to check their qualifications before you follow them. Okay, because nowadays, even if they do any nutrition course or a certification course, they are calling themselves as a nutritionist, which is not right. Okay, so they will not even have the background of doing nutrition in their PG or UG, and they will come do a certification and they call themselves as a nutrition. So always check for their qualifications before you follow anyone, or before you are following anyone's tips and tricks. Yeah. And another thing is, it just because it worked for them, they can't give that advice to others. Okay, each person's body is different, so what worked for one person will not work for the others. So each person's thing needs to be customized as per their body's requirement. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would
Thank you.
like to open the stage for the Q&A round. Everyone can put forward their doubts, and ma'am will answer them. If anyone have any questions, you can put them in the comment section now. Ma'am, until then, I have a question. In
Sure.
this world with diverse dietary preferences, how can like one size fit all nutritional recommendations be adapted to suit individual needs? Like
No,
you
I didn't
gave
get.
us some recommendations, but we have diverse dietary preferences. So how can they be suited to individual needs?
Okay, see, like I said before, it will depend from person to person. Okay, so when a nutritionist is giving her suggestion on her on a particular meal plan or thing, any diet plan for that matter, the person, whoever is coming and sitting in front of us, will be asked a list of questions to understand their requirement. Okay, so only after that we will be able to give a diet plan. Now, whatever I spoke was a general thing. Okay, so it will differ from person to person, so it will be very customized. So
So
yeah.
we have to go and take a dietary plan that is according to our
Yes,
individual needs only.
exactly, yes, it
Okay.
will change from person to person, definitely.
Ma'am, in today's this fast-paced lifestyle, it can get difficult to eat all meals and take the balanced diet. So, what are some basics that everyone should definitely ensure in a day?
Okay, so starting your day, right? Once you wake up in the morning, have a glass of water or lemon water, or add some cumin seeds to it. Start your day with that, with some nuts or something like that. Okay, so you're breaking the fast in the morning. Okay,
Yeah.
and instead of opting for a tea or coffee early in the morning. Okay, next is for breakfast. You can opt for some easy breakfast options like egg or overnight oats, or some quick things like for oats porridge. For overnight oats and all, if you can just make it the previous night and keep it, it's easy to grab it in the morning, and even while you're traveling you can have it. Okay, and with regards to your lunch, I'm sure every home has rice, dal, some sabzi, curd, and salad. So this is something that you need to do, and you just need to portion it out accordingly. And like I said, the half thing to be kept in mind, so that needs to be done. Okay, and when it comes to snacking, instead of snacking on unhealthy junk foods, you can opt for options like sundal or sprout salad. All these are easy to make. Okay, or a homemade bale or makhana bale, or just roasted makhanas. um, or you can munch on some roasted bengal gram, or uh, anything like a roasted peas. So all these can be had. Okay, so this can be kept in mind. And when it comes to dinner, opt for a soup and then go for your main course. So all these things can be kept in mind. And if you're going to bed on time, always ensure you're sleeping at around 10 itself, so that you wake up at 6 or 5 in the morning, and you also get a quality sleep. You shouldn't be breaking the circadian rhythm as well. Okay, so some people think that I will sleep late and I will wake up late. No, that is not going to help you. Okay, it needs to be a proper sleep wake cycle, so that you will be able to achieve the thing. Yeah.
Ma'am, Ananya has a question. Is intermittent fasting recommended, and what is the apt fasting window period?
Okay, so this again, it depends from person to person. With regards to intermittent fasting, it will work for one person, it might not work for another person. And the window period as well will change from person to person. I mean, you will have to check with your nutritionist only, and they will only be able to give a better answer for this. So, yeah.
Okay. Um, I don't think there are any more questions, so we'll wind this up. So,
Sure, we can.
as we conclude this enlightening journey through NutriTalks, I would like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the ones who made this event a success. First, to our esteemed guest speaker, thank you, ma'am, for sharing your time, expertise, and wisdom with us today. Your passionate and informative talks have not only educated us but also inspired us to take positive steps towards health and wellness. Your dedication to improving lives through your work is truly commendable, and we are grateful for the invaluable insights you have provided. You have brought a unique perspective of and wealth of knowledge to this event, enriching our understanding of nutrition, wellness, and healthy living. And we look forward to incorporating your advice into our daily lives. Second, a big thank you to our incredible audience. Your active participation, thoughtful questions, and engagement throughout the event have made this gathering a vibrant and interactive one. Your presence here today signifies your dedication to health and wellness. And it can sometimes be challenging to create a sense of community, but your enthusiasm and involvement have made it feel like we are all part of a united front in the pursuit of better health. We hope you leave this session with a sense of empowerment and inspiration, ready to make positive changes in your lives and share your newfound knowledge with the others. With this, we wrap up NutriTalks. Let's carry the knowledge and inspiration gained today forward. Let's commit ourselves to healthier lifestyles and let's continue to support each other on this journey towards improved well being. Wishing you all good health and wellness. Thank you, ma'am. The attendance form is being posted in the comments, so all the participants are requested to fill it for the attendance. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.